Let's see how to find the LCM of any numbers by common division method. To find the LCM of these numbers 4 and 8 by common division method, first just look into the common factor of these numbers. Which is the common factors of these numbers 4 and 8 common factors? They are even numbers. If they are even numbers, then definitely 2 will be the common factor of these two numbers. So let's use 2 to divide these numbers. So 4 if you divide by 2, it's 2 times quotient will be 2. Which means that 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. And 8 if you divide by 2, the quotient will be 4. 2 multiplied by 4, it's 8. Then again you have to check the common factor of these two numbers to divide it. So the common factor of these two numbers, as they are even, you can use the even number 2 to divide these two numbers. So 2 divided by 2, quotient 1. And 4 divided by 2, quotient will be 2. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. Next, if this becomes 1, leave this number and check the factor of this number. As it is 2, you can use the least even number 2 to divide it. So it's 2 divided by 2, 1. Now, if it becomes 1, you can stop here and tell the LCM of these numbers 4 and 8. LCM of these numbers are, to get the LCM, you have to take the numbers which you used to divide these. That is, we use 2, these numbers. So multiply these numbers. 2 multiplied by 2, 4. 4 multiplied by 2, 8. So LCM of 4 and 8 is 8. Now LCM of 3 and 4. So by common division, we have to check for the common factors. Is there any common factor for 3 and 4? As 3 is a prime number, definitely there won't be a common factor of these two numbers. So as it has no common factors, then you can use this number, use the factor of this number to divide it. So 3 factor is 3, divide it, quotient will be 1. And 4, this 4 you can't divide by 3 because the factor of 4 is not 3. So if it is not a factor, then you have to keep the numbers same. If this is not a factor of this, then you can't divide this number by this. So in that case, keep the number as it is. Next, use the factor of 4 to divide it. So factor of 4 you can use, as you are going to divide only this number, use the same number to divide it. So now the LCM of this 3 and 4, or 3, to find the LCM you have to take this and multiply. 3 4s are, it's 12. Next one, to find the LCM of 2, 5 and 10. Check the common factor of these three numbers 2, 5 and 10. So there is no common factor for all the three numbers, whereas there is a common factor for these two numbers 5 and 10. 5 and 10 common factor is 5. And if you check these two numbers 2 and 10, common factor is 2. So you can use the common factor of these two numbers. If you can't find the common factor of 3 numbers, then check common factor of any 2 numbers. Yeah, there is a common factor for these 2 numbers. So I use that to divide it. 2 divided by 2, it's 1. The 5, it's a prime number. You can't divide by this factor. So hence keep the number same. 10, divide by 2, the quotient is 5. Next, these two numbers has a common factor 5. Hence use a common factor to divide it. Now the LCM is 2 multiplied by 5, it's 10. For these numbers 4, 14 and 28. Common factor of all these numbers are 2. As they are even numbers, 2 is the common factor for all these numbers. So 4 divided by 2, 2. 14 divided by 2, 7. 28 divided by 2, 14. Next, is there common factor for all these three numbers? No. So in that case, check, is there common factor for any two numbers? 2 and factor, common factor? No. For these two numbers, is there common factor? Yes. 7. 7 is the common factor for these two numbers. So you can use 7, or if you check these two numbers, the common factor is 2. You can use 7 or 2 to divide it. So first let me use the least number 2 to divide it. So this 2 can be divided by 2 one time. And 7 you can't divide by 2, so keep the same number. 14 divided by 2, quotient is 7. So I use the 2 to divide these two numbers. Next, for these two numbers, the common factor is 7. Hence divide by 7. Now we have done the division. Let's find the LCM by multiplying all the factors which we used for division. So 2 multiplied by 2, 4. 4 multiplied by 7, 28. LCM is 28 for these numbers. The last one, to find the LCM of these, check the common factor of 5, 10, 15 and 20. Common factors of all these are 5. So let's use this to divide all these numbers. 5 divided by 5, 1. 10 divided by 5, 2. 15 divided by 5, 3. And 20 divided by 5, 4. Next, common factor of these three numbers. It became 1, leave it. So these three numbers, is there common factor for these three numbers? No. So if there is no common factor for all the numbers, then check, is there common factor for any two numbers? For these, no. And for these, no. For this two number, there is a common factor, that is 2. You can use that to divide these numbers. So 2 divided by 2, 1. And 3. 2, it's not a factor for 3, so keep the numbers same. If it is not a factor, don't divide it, keep it as it is. Then 4 divided by 2, 2. Next, for these two numbers, there is no common factor. If it has no common factor, then use its factor. Take the number, then use its factor. 3 factor is 3. Divide by its factor. 3 divided by 3, it's 1. And this 2. 3 is not a factor for 2. So if it is not a factor, then keep the number as it is. Don't divide it. Next, the 2. Divide it by the same number. So once if it becomes 1, you can stop and find the LCM by multiplying all these numbers. So 5 2s are 10, 10 3s are 30, 30 2s are 60. LCM of these numbers are 60.